Hello and warm welcome to the Selindor Turf Club for our barrier trials this Tuesday the 18th of February. And we have 6 trials which will be contested over 1,000 meters on track 2. And we'll actually have some barrier trials on Thursday as well, which will be contested on the sand track, which will be interesting to see how we go about that. But that's for another time. As the matter at hand, we begin our barrier trials at 9:10 in approximately 8 minutes time, and the runners and riders for trial 1 should appear on screen shortly, and I'll quickly run through the runners and riders. And runners and riders for barrier trial 1, starting off with Faithful Leader, who will be ridden by S. John, YOLO to be ridden by AK Lim, Dancing Supremo, Haikal, Bransom to be ridden by Lila D'Souza, Dabble will be ridden by J. Ikram, General Command, and I'll be ridden by KC Lowe, so jockey change there. KC Lowe takes the ride aboard General Command. Good Fight, CK Call, Arigato will be ridden by Etdiar, and Awesome Storm will be ridden by T. Amar. Those are the runners and riders over 1,000 meters, and the state of the track, it is yielding on track 2. And a few of the runners have made their way down to the start already, and we should begin trial 1 in about 5 minutes time. And the first runner's been called to load. Faithful Leader. Faithful Leader moves in. Now for the turn of YOLO. Dancing Supremo being caught into line. Just a little bit reluctant, Dancing Supremo. About halfway in. And now moves forward. Arigato moves straight in. Awesome Storm moves in. And then we're just left with 3 more runners left to load. Bransom. Dabble with the blindfold on. Steps forward. And 1 more runner left to load. General Command, and we'll be set for a start. Moves in. Trial 1 for the morning. Set and ready. One or two to settle. Starters up on the rostrum. Gates are open and they're sent on their way in trial 1 for the morning. And YOLO was 1 or 2 lengths slow into stride after race from the back end of the field early on. Arigato towards the outside, hopped out smartly. Right there is General Command, who's racing away in second. Now being passed up on the inside by a few runners. Bransom showing pace as well as Faithful Leader. Then 2 lengths further back in the running to Dancing Supremo, who sits on the inside of Awesome Storm. 3 lengths further back in the running to Dabble, that's racing nearer last than first at this stage. And the bat marker is YOLO, who after that slow start is easily 8 or 9 lengths off the leader. 400 meters left to travel now. Arigato towards the inside is the narrow leader. Up on his outside is Bransom. Right down the center of the track is Dancing Supremo. Then deeper out you got General Command. They make it a line of 4. In behind that is Faithful Leader with Awesome Storm, who's got 3 lengths to find as they're into the final 150 meters now. Arigato getting pushed out up in front, and he won't be for the catching. Arigato will win by about 2 lengths with the run down to the line. Second place going the way of Dancing Supremo, just ahead of Bransom. Up on the outside you had Faithful Leader. Further back to YOLO, who made up a good amount of ground. Further back in the running was Awesome Storm. Then came General Command, and last across the line was Dabble. So Arigato under Ekdr will win trial 1 for the morning. We'll go start to finish up in front. Did get a few smacks down the side and was pushed out compared to the rest of the field, who were pretty much held together for most of the trip. And Arigato will win trial 1 this morning. Second place going the way of Dancing Supremo. Back in third you had Bransom, followed by Faithful Leader, who finished in 4th. 5th placing went to YOLO, who actually made up a decent amount of ground despite being slow into stride. Awesome Storm was back in 6th. Then came General Command, who was in 7th. And last across the line was Dabble in 8th. So just to repeat those numbers, Arigato the winner, followed by Dancing Supremo in 2nd. 3rd place Bransom. In 4th you had Faithful Leader. 5th place was YOLO. 6th was Awesome Storm. 7th, General Command. and last across the line was Dabble in 8th. That completes barrier trial 1. Up next is trial 2, and the runners and riders will appear on screen shortly. Runners and riders for barrier trial 2. Jim Sakamoto will be ridden by S. John, War Star Atmazani, Pacific Bowl Bay T.H. Cole, Northern Alliance Nutman, Nimbus Star will be ridden by C.K. Cole, Stop the Water Lala D'Souza, Black Thorn A. Nazir, and Lord's Command will be ridden by Clyde Leck as the runners and riders for barrier trial 2, which is up next and should commence in approximately 7 minutes time. Runners being called into line for trial 2 this morning. Field of 8 runners for this trial. Currently working on Jim Sakamoto. And I think they'll come back to him in just a bit. Meanwhile, War Star being called into line. War Star moves in. Trying again with Jim Sakamoto. Jim Sakamoto now moves in. Northern Alliance. Number Star. And that's half the field that has moved in. Now for the turn of Blackthorn. 3 more runners left to load. Lord's Command. Just left with 2 more runners now, Pacific Bow Bay. And the last runner to load is Stop the Water. Moves in. 8 runners, 1,000 meters. Trial 2 for the morning. Gates are open and they're off and trialing from that 1,000 meter mark. Northern Alliance drops back early on, and Pacific Bow Bay also wasn't the quickest away. Stop the Water hit the ground running. The first one to respond goes about 2 lengths clear in the early stages. War Star's racing away in second. 2 lengths further back to Number Star. Then a break, we have another 2 lengths to Lord's Command, who's improving. Around Jim Sakamoto, and the back pairing at this stage is Blackthorn, racing alongside Northern Alliance, and 2 lengths away to Pacific Bow Bay. Homeward bound with 450 meters left to travel. Up in front at Stop the Water with a good lead by about 2 lengths. War Star makes his run down the center of the track towards the outside. Then further back in the field, you got Number Star racing just ahead of Lord's Command. Breakaway of 3 lengths to Jim Sakamoto with Blackthorn, and Northern Alliance is towards the back end of the field. Into the final 100 meters now, and War Star looks to pick it up down the inside. Still got Stop the Water. These 2 left to fight it out into the closing stages, but now War Star will come in to win. Second place going the way of Stop the Water. Finishing off strongly was Number Star. Further back in the field, you had Lord's Command, Blackthorn. Running on was Pacific Bow Bay, who was further back in the running, Jim Sakamoto, and then came Northern Alliance. So War Star up on the outside of runners will come home to win trial 2 for the Jason On stable, ridden by Akmazani. Will win by just about a length with the run down to the line. Second placing went the way of the long-time leader, Stop the Water, followed by Numbers Star, who was back in third. Fourth place went to Lord's Command. We'll finish about 3 lengths off the winner. Followed by Blackthorn, who is back in fifth. Sixth place went to Jim Sakamoto. Followed by Pacific Bow Bay in seventh. And Northern Alliance was last across the line. So to repeat those numbers, Wall Star the winner, followed by Stop the Water in second. Third place, Numbers Star. In fourth was Lord's Command. Fifth place, Blackthorn. In sixth, Jim Sakamoto. Seventh place, Pacific Bow Bay. And in eighth, we had Northern Alliance. That completes Barrier Trial 2. Up next is Trial 3. Once again, will be over 1,000 meters. Runners and riders for Barrier Trial 3 for Fortune Wheel, it appears. Fortune Wheel will be ridden by 8A Lim, Commander Jones, S. John, Flying Fighter, CK Ong, Numbers Clouds, CK Core, Legend of Niagara, Iskander, Strong and Smart will be ridden by Nookman, Sesson to be ridden by Lala D'Souza, and Honesty will be ridden by Clyde Leck. Those are your runners and riders for Barrier Trial 3. And it will commence shortly. Runners about to move in for trial 3. Fortuna Wheel moves in. Flying Fighter. Nimbus Cloud. Nimbus Cloud now moves in. Legend of Niagara. Strong and Smart steps forward. Field of 8 runners for this trial. Sesson's about to move in. And we'll be left with Honesty as well as Commander Jones to complete the lineup. Honesty moves in. Commander Jones the last one. Commander Jones steps forward. 1,000 meters to cover. Starters on the rostrum. We're set. Gates are open. Sent on their way from the 1,000 meter mark. Fortuna Wheel broke out smartly with Flying Fighter, those two. The first to respond. Just in behind that is Commander Jones, now joined up by 3 more runners up on the outside. Nimbus Cloud is right there with Legend of Niagara, as well as Sesson, who's racing a little bit wide in the early stages. 3 lengths back to Honesty. And the bat marker for now is Strong and Smart with 500 meters left to travel. And the field starts to become a bit more close and compact as they're homeward bound. Fortuna Wheel still up in front with Flying Fighter right there in second. A length further back in the running to Nimbus Cloud in third alongside Commander Jones. Legend of Niagara is deeper out on the track. Then comes Sesson. Strong and Smart makes his run towards the inside. And last of all is Honesty as they're into the final 250 meters now. And Flying Fighter down the center just has the narrow advantage over Fortuna Wheel. Legend of Niagara starting to pick up deeper out on the track with Nimbus Cloud as they're into the final 50 meters now. Flying Fighter still in front, and that's the way it's going to stay. Flying Fighter's going to beat on the inside Fortuna Wheel. Deeper out was Legend of Niagara, followed by Commander Jones. Then came Nimbus Cloud. Further back in the running, we had Sesson just ahead of Honesty, and Strong and Smart was last of all. Flying Fighter under CK On will win trial 3 this morning for the Richard Lyons stable. Just having a barrier practice here. And will win by about a neck with the run down to the line. Second place, Fortuna Wheel, who was the pretty much long time leader, was right up there with the speed. Third place, Legend of Niagara. Fourth place gets very close as they run it through. And on that, the bob of the noses, fourth place will actually go the way of Commander Jones, just ahead of Nimbus Cloud, who is back in fifth. Followed by Sesson, who is in sixth. Honesty was in seventh, and last across the line was Strong and Smart in eighth placing. So to repeat the numbers, the winner Flying Fighter, Fortuna Wheel in second, third place Legend of Niagara, in fourth we had Commander Jones, fifth place Nimbus Cloud, sixth was Sesson, seventh went the way of Honesty, and in eighth was Strong and Smart. That completes trial 3, as we've just reached the halfway mark with 3 more trials left to go this morning. And the runners and riders for trial 4 will appear on screen shortly, and they'll be making their way down to the start as well. Runners and riders now for trial 4. Tangesh will be ridden by Nutman. Mr. Big Brother J. Ikram. Red Maned will be ridden by S. John. Look After Saria. Andado Faisal. Spieth Heroin Tiamar. Legend 63 AK Lim. And Top Show will be ridden by Fitri. Those are your runners and riders for trial 4. And it will be up next shortly. First runner to move in, Mr. Big Brother. Red Maned about to move in. Look After will move in riderless. Now for the turn of Andado. Moves in. Spieth Heroin. And 3 more runners left to load. Legend 63. Tangesh and Top Show will move in together. Top Show moves in. Tangesh just a little bit hesitant at first. And they'll take him around again. Tangesh. Be ridden by Nutman. Tangesh now straightens up and moves in. Handler moves away. 8 runners, 1,000 meters. Gates are open. Sent on their way from the 1,000 meter mark. Look After will be at the back end of the field early on with Legend 63. Tangesh hit the ground running, one of the first to break. Redmayne right there as well, showing paces and Dado up on the outside of runners with Top Show. In the orange salt, settling on the heels of the early front runners, is Mr. Big Brother, racing just ahead of Legend 63. Then a breakaway of 5 lengths to Spieth Heroin, and the back marker for now is Look After. He's pretty much detached from the field and racing 10 lengths off the gallop. 450 left to travel up in front. We've got Redmayne joined alongside with Tangesh. Nothing separating the front two. Further back in the field is Andada making his run alongside Mr. Big Brother as well as Legend 63. Then deeper out on the track is Top Show. Spieth Heroin and tailed off is Look After. 200 meters left to travel now. Redmayne right up there with Tangesh. These two being the leaders for most of the journey. But Tangesh starting to find a bit extra down towards the inside and allowed a bit more leather. And Tangesh will come in to win. Second place, Mr. Big Brother. Third went the way of Mr. Big Brother. Couple of lengths further back in running to Legend 63 Top Show. Then came Andado, Spieth Heroin, and Look After was last across the line. So Tangesh will beat home Redmayne. Mr. Big Brother was running on into third placing, so Tangesh will beat home Redmayne just to confirm the first two. Tangesh on the inside and a Nutman for the Charles Latch stable. Just allowed a bit more rain into the final 100 meters and will win by about half a length. Second place went the way of Redmayne ahead of Mr. Big Brother, who was back in third in the sorts of J. Ikram. Fourth placing went the way of Legend 63, who was a good 3 lengths further back in the running in fourth. Fifth gets rather close with the bob of the heads. And that's very close. It might just go on the inside, which is the runner of Faisal and Dado. Ahead of Top Show, who was back in sixth. A good further back in the running was Spieth Heroin in seventh, and Look After was last of all in eighth. So to repeat the numbers, Tangesh the winner, Redmayne in second, third place Mr. Big Brother, fourth Legend 63, in fifth place you had Andado, sixth was Top Show, Spieth Heroin was back in seventh, and last across the line in eighth was Look After. That completes barrier trial 4. Up next is trial 5, and that is the penultimate for the morning, as we're into the final stretch for our barrier trials. And the runners and riders will appear on screen shortly. And the runners and riders for trial 5 this morning. Starting off with 2 Million, who'll be ridden by Clyde Leck. 1 Legacy to be ridden by Nutman. Sirius will be ridden by Hankal. Big Day at Mazani. The Shadow to be ridden by AK Lim. Raise Your Glass, Andre De Silva. Big Gun for Han, and Magnitude will be ridden by Etiar. Those are your runners and riders. Trial 5 up next, the penultimate for the morning. And after all of that, Raise Your Glass has moved in. Now for the turn of 2 million. Steps forward. All of 2 million, One Legacy and Raise Your Glass have been carded to run this Sunday. Of course, racing takes place at the Perak Turf Club on Saturday. So it's a double header of racing here in Malaysia this weekend. Sirius about to step in and does so. Once again, a field of 8 runners here for the penultimate trial for the morning, as Big Day moves in. Magnitude. And 2 more runners left to load. The Shadow. The Shadow just shies away at the first attempt. And all the while there's a bit of attention being given to Raise Your Glass, who was the runner that was very reluctant to load, but eventually was forced his way into the starting stalls. And looks like Andre De Silva is sitting on the side of the gate. Moving forward now is the Shadow, who once again just backs away as soon as he gets right up to the starting stalls. Meanwhile, they'll move in Big Gun Solon, who moves in. And we're just waiting on the Shadow to complete the field. And then we'll be set for a start. Oh. And Raise Your Glass is backed out of the starting stalls. And I highly doubt we're going to go through the process of loading Raise Your Glass once again. So after all the trouble and effort with Raise Your Glass, he somehow managed to back out. And Andre De Silva's jumped back aboard Raise Your Glass. But after what was already close to 10 minutes of trying to load Raise Your Glass, he was trying to move in a lot earlier than the rest of the field. I can hardly doubt that we're going to load him here, as he continues to back even further away from the starting stalls. Raise your glass. Raise your glass now as the blindfold on. And this is getting quite ridiculous at this stage. And I think they've had enough with Raise Your Glass. So now they have to try and load the Shadow, who before Raise Your Glass backed out was already causing problems to load. And he also backs away at his third or fourth attempt now. So just to confirm, Raise Your Glass won't be competing in this trial. As we wait for the Shadow. The Shadow now moves in, and I'm sure they'll be wanting to send them on their way as soon as possible. We're just about set. The Shadow to settle. Gates are open, sent on their way from the 1,000 meter mark. Sirius broke out quickly, is right there with the early speed. A big gun as well as magnitude make a line of 3 in the early stages. 4 lengths further back in the running to the Shadow, who sits on the inside of Big Day. And towards the back end of the field is 2 Million, who's racing easily about 8 or 9 lengths off the leader. They're about midway through this trial now, just on 500 meters left to travel. Up on the outside of runners, it's Magnitude with the lead, racing away. In second is Big Gun. Towards the inside is Sirius, who's racing in third. 4 lengths further back in the running to the Shadow, being followed by Big Day, and completely outpaced is 2 Million, who's last of all. As they're into the final 250 meters now, and up in front, it's Magnitude, who's shown them pretty much a clean set of heels here. Gone 3 to 4 lengths clear. Out the pat chasing towards the inside is Big Gun alongside Sirius, and deeper out on the track running on is Big Day. But Magnitude is going to win easing up at the line, probably by about 2 lengths, as Big Day runs on smartly into second. Third, fourth, and fifth gets rather close. I think third will go the way of Sirius, just ahead of Big Gun. Further back in the running, you had the Shadow, and then came 2 Million. So Magnitude will win Trial 5 this morning under FDR for the SY Lim stable. And we'll go start to finish up in front. Catching the eye in second, Big Day, who ran on smartly for the Jerome Tan stable. And will be beaten by about 2 lengths, but Magnitude was a rather comfortable winner in the penultimate trial for the morning. So Magnitude the winner, followed by Big Day in second. Third, fourth, and fifth, not much separating them as we wait for the replay to run through. And third placing will go the way of it's very close between Big Gun and Sirius. I think Sirius does enough to get third, just ahead of Big Gun in fourth. Fifth place went the way of the Shadow, and a long way back was 2 Million, who was last across the line. So that completes Barrier Trial 5. Of course, we don't have a photo finish here for the barrier trial, so if you do want to get confirmation on that 3rd and 4th placing, make sure to visit the website a little bit later on when the results are posted. But the provisional results for this: Magnitude a clear winner, followed by Big Day in 2nd. Provisionally, Sirius in 3rd, just ahead of Big Gun in 4th. The Shadow was back in 5th, and 2 Million was further back in the running in that 6th placing. Up next is Trial 6, and that will complete our barrier trials for the morning. Sixth and final trial for the morning, and the runners and riders up on screen. Golden 54 will be ridden by Farhan. River Dragon to be ridden by Andre de Silva. Angel Baby, H. Haikal. Pride of Love to be ridden by Nazir. Waimea will be ridden by Uzea. Mr. Hooper, 8A Lim. And Taki will be ridden by S. John. Those are the runners and riders for barrier trial 6, which will commence in approximately 6 or 7 minutes time. Runners about to begin the loading process for trial 6 this morning. Currently working on Waimea. Waimea about halfway in. Waimea now moves in. Now for the turn of Golden 54. Moves in. River Dragon, the next to load. Steps forward. Field of 7 runners for this trial. As Angel Baby is going to be the next runner to move in. Moves straight in. 3 more runners. All of Pride of Love, Mr. Hooper, and Taki are the remaining trio. Taki about to move in, and does so. Now for the turn of Mr. Hooper. Mr. Hooper a little bit reluctant to move in. Hasn't been the best behaved bunch of horses here at these trials this morning. Mr. Hooper now steps forward. And Pride of Love completes the field. 7 runners, 1,000 meters, last trial for the morning. Starters up on the rostrum. Set. And they're away and trialing from that 1,000 meter mark. Angel Baby, one of the first to respond, but has pressure up on the inside with Golden 54 pushing forward, as well as River Dragon. Settling on the heels of the early trio is Pride of Love in the green silks. Then 2 lengths further back in the running to Waimea, who's racing just ahead of Tatia, and the back marker is Mr. Hooper, but is going to improve on the inside to go a little bit closer as they make their way towards the halfway mark with 500 meters left to travel. Up on the inside is Golden 54 with River Dragon and Angel Baby, a line of 3. Just in behind those is Pride of Love, who ran right up on the leader's heels at one stage. Further back in the running, we drop back to Mr. Hooper, racing with Waimea, and Tati's the back marker. Into the final 300 meters now, and down the centre of the track, River Dragon as well as Angel Baby. These two have picked up the lead. Down towards the inside is Pride of Love, who's improved to race away in third, and deep out on the track is Tati, who's starting to catch the eye and starts to run on smartly as they're into the final 100 meters now. Angel Baby alongside River Dragon with the run down to the line. And I'll be up on the outside, Angel Baby, just ahead of River Dragon. Third place went the way of Tati. Pride of Love, a good trial back and forth. Then came Waimea. Further back in the field, we had the likes of Golden 54. And last across the line was Mr. Hooper. So Angel Baby under H. Heikel for the H.Y. Chen stable will take out the 6th and final trial for the morning. And will win by just about a neck in the closing stages. Second place stable companion River Dragon under the ride of Andre de Silva, followed by Taki, who was back in the third. Ran on quite smartly up on the outside. To only be beaten by about 1.5 lengths. Fourth place went the way of Pride of Love. Further back in the field we had Waimea, who was in 5th. And the last 2 runners as they hit the line, Mr. Hooper will finish just ahead of Golden 54. So just to repeat the numbers, Angel Baby the winner. Second place River Dragon. In third was Taki. Fourth place went the way of Pride of Love. In 5th we had Waimea, followed by Mr. Hooper in 6th. And last across the line was Golden 54 in that 7th spot. And that completes our barrier trials for the morning. Thank you so much for joining us as we move on to our trials on Thursday, which will be contested over 1,000 meters on the sand track on the back straight. So that'll be quite interesting to have a look at. And then racing takes place here this upcoming Sunday. So that's the plan of action for the Sandgore Turf Club this week. And we'll see you here back at the races on Sunday.